And on the set by France 24's international affairs editor, Armin Georgian. Armin, this is the biggest single exchange of fire we've seen in years. Could we see this spiraling into something bigger?
Well, it seems very unlikely that Prime Minister Netanyahu would risk a bigger conflict just because Hezbollah was trying to save face after they were attacked in southern Beirut a few days before. Of course, Netanyahu has this standard line that we're ready to protect ourselves by any means. But the reality is, Israel has not been involved in an actual war during the 13 years that he's been prime minister. And if you go back to the last time Israel was involved in a full-blown war, that was 2006 with Hezbollah. Well, there was initial public support for that in Israel, but it really faded pretty quickly once the casualties started mounting. And Netanyahu particularly can't risk that just before a parliamentary election, which is coming up. And as for the Hezbollah chief, Jeannie, well, Hassan Nasrallah has his own reasons for keeping a lid on this, because Hezbollah is part of the Lebanese government, so it's part of the political fabric in a way that it wasn't back in 2006. So an actual war now would mean a big backlash against Hezbollah in Lebanon.
Armin, Iran plays a crucial role in this conflict. Explain that to us, if you will.
Well, Iran has been showing off its military technology in recent weeks. There was that unveiling of the drone, which Iran said could reach, quote, distant targets, unquote. That was clearly a reference to Israel. And in fact, a day before that attack on Hezbollah in southern Beirut that I mentioned, Israel launched strikes in Syria in order to prevent what Israel thought was an impending Iranian drone attack on Israel. So Israel has been worried really throughout this war in Syria about Iranian entrenchment in Syria. And of course, it's also worried about the transfer of weapons and technology from Iran to Hezbollah. Israel wants to prevent the transfer of game-changing weapons from Iran to Hezbollah. Having said all that, Jeannie, some experts also say that Hezbollah is actually facing a financial crunch because of Iran's own problems, its own economic turmoil, and because Iran has stretched itself in Syria and other places in the region as Iran tries to push back against Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia's allies.
Thank you for that.